In this video, I will show you 4 practice problems that deal with solving equations with variables on both sides of the equation. Now, originally I planned to do this as partner practice in class, but in case we go full virtual, I wanted to give you a video of these examples. So in the first question on the top, on the left, what we're going to do is look at the variables that we have. And my first step would be to just identify the variables. Now what I do is I look for the greater coefficient. So 7 is bigger than -2. So that means I'm going to move the -2 over with the 7. So my inverse operation would be to add 2x on both sides of my equal sign. Now when I do that, I'm going to have 9x minus 19 is equal to 53. Now to solve for my x, I need to move the number term, which is called a constant, to the other side. So my inverse operation would be to add 19 to both sides. Now when I do that, I'm going to have 9x is equal to, let me get my calculator here, 53 plus 19, which is 72. And now what I'm going to do is get rid of the coefficient of 9 by dividing both sides by 9. And when I do that, I will have my variable x equal to 8. And there's my solution. In the second example, I need to distribute a fraction. So I'm going to take 1/4, so 1 divided by 4, and I'm going to multiply that by 12. So this is going to be 3x and 1/4, or a quarter, or 16 times a quarter. Oops, I did times 4. 1/4 times 16 is 4. This will equal 10. Now I'm going to distribute a -3 here, -3x, and a -3 times a -2 is 6. Now on the right side, I notice I have 2 number terms. So what I'm going to do is combine those. 10 and 6, if I combine, will be 16. Now, I notice I have a -3x on the right and a +3x on the left. So what I'm going to do is move the smaller variable term. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides of my equal sign. Now if I do that, I'm going to have 6x plus 4 is equal to 16. Now what I'm going to do is subtract 4 on both sides, and I will have 6x equal to 12. Well, if 6x is equal to 12, maybe without your calculator, can you think, what do I need to multiply 6 by to get 12? I need to multiply by 2. Or just divide each side by the coefficient of 6. 12 divided by 6 is the answer of 2. Now for example 3, what I'm going to do is start by distributing my x to both the x. Distribute the 2 to the x and distribute 2 to the 2. Now this will equal 2x minus 4. Now I'm looking at my variables and I notice that they are the same number. So technically it doesn't matter which one I'm going to move. So I'm going to move one of my 2x variables. Notice what happens here. My x's all cancel out because 2 minus 2 is nothing and 2 minus 2 is nothing, and I'm left with 4 equal to -4. That means that there is no solution for x because there is nothing that I could have plugged in here to match whatever I would get when I plug in that same number over here. So these 2 equations have no points in common. They will have no solution. So you didn't do anything wrong. That's an answer you could get. There is no answer. Okay, now take a look at this example, number 4. I'm going to start by distributing the 4 to my x and the 4 to the 5, which would make 4x plus 20. I have then equal to 4x plus 20. Now I'm looking at my variables and I notice that they are the same on both sides. I have 4x on the left side and 4x on the right side, kind of similar to what I had over here in example 3. So it doesn't matter which variable I move. Now when I subtract 4x on both sides, I notice that the same thing happens over here in number 4 as what happened over here. But in this case, I have 20 equal to 20. Notice how in this example, these numbers are identical versus in number 3, those answers did not match. When your numbers drop down, your constants, when they match and are the same, then in this case, you will have infinite solutions. Woohoo!